From the intelligence gotten by our colleagues from Niger State Command who came in and together we have this and we are prosecuting them. And then the driver to the truck. This is where over 2 tons, about 2.5 tons, arrested around 11 o'clock last month of January. Or February, it was the month of February last month. If you want to ask them questions, you can.
I could see this one depicting with his face.
That NYC junction in Kubwa was seized there. NYC junction in Kubwa, Kun's Plaza. The owner, the suspected owner, is on a run. That is why you don't see the suspect attached to it. We are making strenuous effort, and we are sure to get him. It was in the plaza at the NYC junction up there in Kubwa. This operation took place 2 a.m. in the night last month in February. In Abaji, it is in Abaji that we picked it on the road based on intelligence we've been working on for a very long time. This is the driver of the consignment. You can see from that event, from beginning there up to that place. You can only imagine if this had gone into the society. Imagine the amount of money, imagine the amount of destruction this is supposed to cause to residents of the FCT.
Most of it. Do that.
This is becoming a problem.
Wow.
Unfortunately, the state has run to see how we can apprehend him and bring him back to answer charges in his position. For just few 499.2 seized in the FCT. He seized the Federal Capital Territory from January to today. Let's move to of it. Costs how much?
200.
What you're seeing here in this little bag alone is over 200 million plus. Because a little ounce of it is about 2,000 to 5,000. It's imported, compounded cannabis with so many other chemicals attached to it. We call it gross. It's different from what you have seen earlier. That one is brought straight from the farms. This one goes through the chemical process, through mechanized mix-up with other chemicals, substances to give it a higher distance. So a little of cost. So the little that you have seen here is over 200 million.
Canadian law. And imported and compounded with other chemicals, other synthetic cannabinoid. A gram of it goes for 15,000. So what we have here, we have 3.7 kilograms. And it's about 37 million naira. We also have ecstasy, otherwise known as molly. We also call it party drugs. A tablet of it goes for 5,000 naira. So we have about 113 grams. That's about 226 tablets. Each tablet goes for 5,000 naira. So what we have here is 1,130,000 naira of the street value. We have diazepam here. It's a psychotropic substance. We don't know. We also have exalt. We have two types of diazepam. The yellow tablet and the blue tablet. They are all controlled substances. Milligrams. And also have tramadol, 100 milligrams. A cart of 100 milligrams goes for 1,500. Then the pack goes for 15,000 naira.
Street value.
The street value, yes, that's the street value. 15,000 naira a pack. The roll goes for 150,000 naira. So what we have here is about 2.9 million of tramadol. Both the 100 milligram and the 225 milligram. We have rohypnol. It's a psychotropic substance. It's also a narcotic substance. A cart of this goes for 5,000. We have two types of rohypnol. This is a smaller cart. This cart goes for 5,000 naira. That's the street value. So what we have here is about 93,000 naira, the street value. We have methamphetamine. Methamphetamine goes for 15,000 naira. So 1 kilogram here goes for 15 million naira. Yes. It has already been broken into pinches. A pinch is equal to 1 gram. So 1 gram of cocaine goes for 30,000 naira. We have 0.129 kilograms of cocaine here. And it goes for about 30 million naira. 30 bottles of codeine, cough syrup with codeine. The street value, but so we have 30 bottles. This 30 bottles goes for 300,000 naira.
Nigerians, it's enormous. It's just too. Terminates as prosecution of offenders, demand reduction, which encompasses counseling and rehabilitation of users, and then advocacy. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to present our scorecard on supply reduction for the month of January to today, 10th March 2026. The command seized a total, or has under its custody, a total of 526.20 kilograms. That's over 6 tons of illicit drugs during this period. From January to today, 10th of March, we have under our custody seized illicit drugs worth 6 tons plus. This seizure is made up of cannabis sativa, which is 6 tons plus, cocaine, 0.129 kilograms, methamphetamine, 1.587 kilograms, tramadol, 15.132 kilograms, diazepam, 0.88 kilograms, rohypnol, 0.05 kilograms, ecstasy, that's Molly, 0.113 kilograms, Exol, 1.167 kilograms, pentazocine injection, 180 ampoule, and codeine syrup, 3.0 liters. The estimated value, the estimated value of this, the total seizure, the estimated street value is about 1.2 billion naira. Some of these seized drugs will be exhibited down there for you to take a physical look and know what really this press conference is all about. On the demand reduction activities, the FCT command counseled and rehabilitated 6 male drug-dependent persons between January and February 26. Other arrested drug users were also counseled on the dangers of illicit drug use. It goes to what I said earlier on the kind of activities we do. The earlier report was on drug supply reduction, and what I just mentioned now about counseling is on drug demand reduction. The drug demand reduction dovetails into not just trying to talk to people, but counseling those who are already affected. In terms of prosecution, the command charged a total of 56 drug offenders to court in the period under review and secured a total of 38 convictions from all the cases before the Federal High Court within the same period. We can only imagine what havoc the seized drugs would have caused the FCT family if they had passed through to the public. I call on all citizens of the SFT to support the efforts of the command to reduce the scourge of drug trafficking and abuse in the FCT. Permit me to use this medium to appreciate the Chairman Chief Executive Officer, Brigadier General Buba Marwa, retired, for providing us the true leadership in the pursuit of this drug war. My appreciation also goes to the Honorable Minister of the FCT, Barrister Nyesom-Wike, CON, for his untiring support to the command. And we will not forget as well the invaluable contributions of all other sister security agencies, including the military, in ridding the Federal Capital Territory of illicit drugs. Together, we will make the FCT drug-free and safeguard the seat of government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I also salute the gallant contributions of all my officers and men for all the successes recorded. And together, we chorus and we say, God bless NDLEA, God bless the FCT, God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you all. Good contribution, good observation. While we're here, this occasion itself is part of our efforts to enlighten the public and to bring all stakeholders together that this is the threat we are facing. This is the threat the FCT residents, citizens are facing. And that when you hear what we're doing, when you go down, you see the enormous kind of seizures that have been made, then you know what the effects of what drugs is. So you are pushed yourself to appreciate what we are doing. You are pushed to come up with information to let us help the society. We cannot do it, we can't do it alone, certainly. We rely on the public. 80% of the information we process into intelligence that leads to these arrests, some of them come from the public. Nationally too, we have the social media. We are on the internet. We have a media, even at the headquarters there. The command participates in it. If people raise issues, and so many occasions, so many issues are raised on that social media, when they are raised, they are sent here to me. I will pick it up, and then we follow it. We've arrested cocaine. We arrested so many people based on contribution from the social media. So NDLEA, even at the national level, has opened up a social media space. Every Friday, there's communication, and then any other time you could come in. We also have a radio program that has started at the headquarters, and we call in professionals who also come and contribute. Any information we get there, we pick. So those are avenues, these are fora for people to come and contribute their quota, what you know about curtailing drug, the kind of information you have that can help us to stop the supply, to arrest that dealer. And of course, we are also open for rehabilitation. So people call, my child is this, my uncle is that, my that, and then we tell them, bring it. We have an assessment. If it is the one we handle, if they're not mad, because if they are mad, they're already people for psychiatric discipline. We do our own intervention. So many people have benefited from those interventions. There's applause all over the place about those drug demand intervention through our rehabilitation efforts. So we are spread up. The media to open source, our offices are open, and we are ready to work for the public. Thank you. Operates based on a mandate, that is the NDLEA law. And laws are made based on the interest and the decisions of the society. It is enormous. The problem is enormous. The effects are telling all over the place. But we have authorities, which is what you call the National Assembly. We will not be the ones we implement the law. When we arrest them, we take them to court based on what the law has prescribed. It is the judges that take decisions on what should be. I think some of the sentences you could have there's even up to life sentence, right? That's the highest we have. 1 or 2 persons have been sentenced to life. We have 25 years. We have 15 years that people have been sentenced by the federal high courts. So that is whatever it is what Nigerians think it is through their legislators and through the executive, through the government, that we implement. We think sometimes that these things can be corrected if families can talk to each other, talk to their youths. If we can listen to even the religious leaders, try to have some morality in our conduct. You are selling this and it's killing people, it's damaging people. Most of the people, 90 to 95% of the people that trade in this don't take it. It's purely business. That's how terrible and bad it is. So if we can talk to our consciences, if we can, talk to our children, talk to our neighbors, if we can listen to our holy people as they speak to us, this is morally very wrong, because it kills people, it dehumanizes people, works on the central nervous system, damages families, damages ambitions for the youth. People sell their properties when they are addicted. The effects are horrible. So we are all in support. Our own is to implement that law that Nigerians in totality pass through the National Assembly and as interpreted by the judiciary. We cannot do further or anything. We don't execute. We don't interpret the law. We take them to court. Some are given 5 years, 3 years, depending on the enormity, depending on the discretion of the judge and whatever it is, and then they are punished. It's also true that we have some people who have repented. Addicts have been counseled, and most of them have regained their health and gone back to the society. So, like I said earlier, it's a dual thing. We stop the supply of it through this arrest of the dealers, and then we do rehabilitation and counseling to those who are already affected and have willingly come